For the ones who like to keep themselves up to date with the music industry, it's always fascinating to see entirely unexpected musical collaborations. Fans love to see when their favorite singers from varying genres come together to create something even more fabulous than what they're used to. Here, we're going to look at some of the most earth-shaking collaborations of all time that we have witnessed. First off, the mind-blowing Linkin Park and Jay-Z collab from back in 2004 on Encore Numb, where the song has managed to live up to this very day. The idea for this collaboration bloomed when Danger Mouse mashed up Jay-Z and the Beatles' work, calling it the Grey Album. MTV was so inspired that they actually reached out to Jay-Z and Linkin Park to suggest that they could create a collaborative track themselves. And the artists got so lost in the work that they didn't just create one, but several tracks together that became the EP known as Collision Course. Not just that, but the EP was successful enough to be at the top of the Billboard 200 charts. After the death of Chester Bennington, the frontman of Linkin Park, fans revisited this EP over and over again, with Encore Numb becoming one of the most streamed songs in the UK at that time. This shows how they truly created some magic together that was made to last even beyond their own time. Next up, we can't not talk about the Mint Royale and Gene Kelly collab on Singing in the Rain. Back in 2005, the production duo from Manchester, Mint Royale, created a remix of Singing in the Rain, a song that was one of Gene Kelly's most popular upbeat musical pieces already. This strange collaboration became very famous amongst the fans, largely thanks to the car advertisement that this song was played on. The reason this collab turned out to be strange was because of the footage in the car advertisement, in which Gene Kelly was shown to be alive, breakdancing his way to his new car. They used footage from one of his films, made way back in 1952, and breakdancers were used to create the moves while Gene Kelly's face was edited onto the dancers to make it appear as though it was actually him. The success of this track managed to live on even 3 years later, when the track was used for a performance in Britain's Got Talent by the breakdancer George Sampson. Third on the list would have to be Bring the Noise by Anthrax and Public Enemy. This was one of the collabs that started a whole new genre of its own, being a metal rap mix of a song. We know that rap and metal don't usually get along well, because of how dense both these genres are, but Anthrax and Public Enemy did a spectacular job at luring the audience into this new taste. Public Enemy's pre-existing track Bring the Noise from 1987 was re-recorded in 1991 for this mashup, and unexpectedly managed to become popular in the span of a very short time. However, Chuck D confessed that he had not seen much hope in this collaboration at the start, but he soon managed to see the potential when they eventually started working on it. After the single became as popular as it did, Anthrax accompanied Public Enemy on tour, as even live performances were incomplete without him on stage, with them as an encore for Bring the Noise. Next up is the unforgettable collab between Rihanna, Kanye West, and Paul McCartney on 4-5 Seconds. The collaboration on the spectacular piece of 4-5 Seconds was really a diverse collaboration, since Kanye West is an American singer, Paul McCartney is British, and Rihanna belongs to Barbados. Each artist brought a unique touch to the piece, thanks to their widely different genres and diverse backgrounds of upbringing. The track turned out to be a mix of pop, soul, and folk music, all of which gave this work a raw feel that couldn't have been achieved successfully had it not been for the group of individuals. Rihanna, Kanye, and Paul fit together like puzzle pieces, each with a different thing to add to the track. The work was so unexpected that it gained popularity, not just because of the musicians who were part of it, but also because of how artfully the styles of the three artists merged together. Coming up is Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith, without which this list would not be complete. This collaboration alone is said to be the father of the hip-hop movement, as it came out in 1986 as a mix of rap and rock. In its own time, it was quite new to the mainstream media, and quickly reached up to become one of the top 5 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 list. The story of how this collaboration came into existence is pretty astonishing, as Run DMC didn't even know who Aerosmith was initially. They had randomly been jamming to Aerosmith's Toys in the Attic back in 1975 when their producer, Rick Rubin, thought it would be a great idea for them to actually work with Joe Perry and Steve Tyler from the band. They ended up recording Walk This Way with the band, and obviously, it turned out to be a huge success. The video accompanying the song managed to make it big on MTV, which basically ended up reviving Aerosmith's dying career, which had been moving downhill due to drug addiction. Following up, we definitely can't forget John Lydon and Left Field's collab on Open Up. At a time when this was one of the most controversial things to have happened, Open Up sure did have a great impact. Left Field chose John Lydon to provide the vocals for their single back in 1993. The lyrics of the song were politically inclined, which is why Lydon seemed like the most perfect choice for the vocalist. This was due to his background experience with punk music at the time, when punk had neither any appreciation nor any acceptance. The authorities were trying to control the culture of raves and illegal warehouse parties at the time, which is why the song seemed to hit the wrong spot in many conservatives. Regardless, Open Up turned out to be a timeless piece. Next in line would be The Wanderer by Johnny Cash and U2. The Wanderer was one of those rare songs where Bono wasn't leading the vocals for U2. Instead, Johnny Cash did the lead vocals for The Wanderer back in 1993. The lyrics there still designed by Bono, as he always had elaborate ideas and narratives behind his lyrical compositions. The idea behind the lyrics was based on sections from the Old Testament, where a preacher struggles to find out what the meaning of life really is. Johnny Cash himself has been through many struggles in his life, which the public has always been aware of. This element helped add further character to the lyrics and made the feelings more genuine, leading to this collab turning out a success. Following is the brilliant collaboration of Wyclef Jean and The Rock on It Doesn't Matter. The origin story of It Doesn't Matter is pretty funny and straightforward, as the song was entirely inspired by The Rock's catchphrase, "It doesn't matter," is something The Rock says all the time, which really hit Wyclef Jean's creative spot. It was after this that Jean invited The Rock to be a part of his upcoming song, sticking true to the character of the person who inspired the song into existence. Obviously, fans loved the idea. Everyone found themselves fascinated by how such a simple concept could be so relatable to them on a daily basis. Coming up, it's the all-time famous song Stan, created by Eminem and Dido together. It was one of the most unimaginable collabs of all time, with Dido being a small singer-songwriter from London. People would have never expected these two to come together. Nonetheless, it turned out to be a hit. The idea behind Stan was the story of a fan who kept writing to Eminem, awaiting a response. When he didn't receive one, he proceeded to kill himself, his unborn child, and his girlfriend out of frustration. The song has a dark theme, and the music video just added to the nature of the lyrics in a very complimentary way. Stan never fails to top the charts, no matter what season it is, truly becoming a timeless piece of art. Lastly, we could never forget Wild for the Night by A$AP Rocky and Skrillex. Wild for the Night was quite the experimental piece that Skrillex worked on, creating a tasty mix between EDM and rap. The rapper from Harlem, A$AP Rocky, made an appearance on this track to add his own unique touch to it. While Skrillex belonged to California, the producer based the track on a project named Goin' In by Birdie Nom Nom, which Skrillex had already mixed beforehand. The duo worked in a way that managed to blow the minds of all the fans who had been anticipating this team-up. And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for watching. Which of these music collaborations was your favorite? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more fascinating music content. See you in the next one.